Hello friends, my name's TheRealEmile and welcome back to Forza 5. It has been a long time since we visited this. Anyway, in today's video we are going to be revisiting, or rather visiting, the iconic Sportscar Championship. As always, I will let Top Gear do the intro for you.
Any idiot can build the supercar. Find a giant engine, glue a load of carbon fibre to the outside, give it a silly name, and sell it for £1 million. No need to worry about boot space or comfort or whether the aircon works. But a car that's good to drive and that you can use every day, that's as challenging as building a fighter jet that's also easy to park in a multi-story. But when it goes right, well, you end up with something amazingly special. Something like the BMW M3, one of the very best fast cars of recent years. And don't forget Mazda's RX-7, the Toyota Supra, the original Skyline GTR, provided that is they haven't been improved by a spotty 17-year-old in a daft hat. These, I'm pleased to say, haven't.
Yes, I agree with you there, Mr. Clarkson. I hate the fact that all Toyota Supras and Mazda RX-7s you find used have got silly body kits on them to make them look like the ones out of Fast and Furious. Now, the car we're going to be using in today's video is in fact the BMW M3, or the 97 M3. Let's see if I get that right. Yes, it is. We're going to be using this car today because I like it, and it comes in purple, which is fantastic. What isn't fantastic is this one isn't a very good one. If I remember, this car is very slidey, so we're going to try and build this one from stock. Now, of course, slidey cars, race tyres. Bit of a given there. Obviously, we are going to go for race tyres. We're also going to go for maximum tyre widths on both of these. Okay, what else do we need? We need some brakes and some suspension and possibly some weight reduction. Although I'm not... what weight are we at now? £3,000. Okay. 300 horsepower. That puts us right... right, we're only going to do sport because that puts us quite far up. I am going to fit a roll cage, I think, just to give this car a bit more stability. Right, do we want a racing gearbox? It's a German car, so the ratios I think will be a little wide. We'll adjust them accordingly. Do we want aero? It's very tempting because I know this car is a handful, but I don't really want aero parts on this car. Okay, so the last bit of PI we'll use for a little bit of power. As much as we're trying to sort of not give it too much power, we will slam some on. We'll slam that on. No, we won't throw that on. Air filter, maybe. That pips us at 599, 350 horsepower. That's not too bad. And we will see if we can get the... Yes, we can get that on. Can we get a clutch on as well? No, just over the PI point. I think we'll leave it at that. I'll do some basic fettling on it though, just to make it a little bit easier. Okay, so we don't want the ratios out all the way over there. We don't want it to do 200 miles an hour, do we? That seems sensible enough. That seems okay. I don't really like to tinker with that too much. I'm going to soften the springs an ickle bit, just to make it a bit better. Maybe that'll help it out a bit. Also, gonna lower the ride height an ickle bit as well. Can't do anything with the aerodynamics, and I didn't put a diff in because it seems a bit pointless. It's only a car from the 97. So that's our BMW M3. We don't get full auto vista on this. No, we don't. Okay, let's go racing. Let's see if this is about as terrible as I think it's going to be. Right, where do we want to go? I don't want to just do the same tracks over and over again, so I'll try and pick something different. You know what? We'll go to Yas Marina. I like this track a lot, actually. So let's go here and see what the BMW M3 is like. Also, another thing you might notice, if you're watching this in HD on a computer, you may find out this video is actually 60 frames per second. My Elgato is a HD60. It's one of them ones, which I hope it's recording. It's not making any lights. Please tell me you're actually recording. Please tell me I hit record. Yes, I did. Right. At least the long loading screens let you actually have a look at this. Okay. Yeah, we are recording, definitely. So yeah, this is at 60 frames per second in 720. I can do 1080 60, but my upload speed on my broadband, it's just been fitted very recently, hence why I can bring out sort of 60 frames per second videos now, where previously I couldn't. So I will be doing 1080 60 possibly in the future if the speeds are good, but we'll see. Now, I'm running this game at 60 frames per second purely because this game runs in 60 frames per second. This is an Xbox One launch title, so as you can imagine, it's got all the 1080p, 60 frames per second, all of that good stuff, which I will be running this in. Horizon 2 doesn't run at 60, that runs at 30, so it's really kind of pointless making it a 60 frame per second video for a 30 frame per second game. All that'll do is just up your upload times. So instead, what I'm going to do with that is I'm probably going to make them 1080 and keep them at 30, and make these 720 and keep them at 60. I'm not sure. The problem I've got with 1080p and 60 frames per second is they both bump your upload speeds up. In fact, having 60 frames per second pretty much doubles it. Having 1080 and 60 at the same time quadruples it. So I don't know if I want to take that long to upload a video, and I don't think it's worth it, especially for these videos, because the Forza 5 ones do tend to be quite long. But I mean, we'll see. I'm thinking of doing an update video soon to update everyone on what's going on and what's going to happen and various other bits and bobs. But this BMW, this actually seems quite nice to drive. I wasn't expecting it to be, but you know, it actually seems quite decent as we pass an R33 Skyline. My favourite generation is Skyline there as well. So yeah, I've decided the 3 cars I'm going to be using for these championship runs. These are going to be going up over the weekend, I think, which will be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But we shall see. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this. I might just go back to the weekend schedule, or whether these are going to be in the week at some point when there's no Horizon 2 Let's Plays going up. I don't know. All I know is the Forza 5 videos are the hardest ones to make by far, because they are the longest, and by hardest I mean the longest to upload. My videos genuinely don't really require much effort. All I need to really do is drive a car, be moderately entertaining, and yeah, just give some opinions on a few things and try not to wander into controversy. You know, eventually, once I become more confident with this and whatnot, I'll start doing some other more in-depthy stuff, but for now, I'm quite happy with the way we're going at the moment. Speaking of happy with stuff, I put some controllers in my battery. Okay, yeah, English. I put some batteries in my controller, so I've actually got vibration back now. You might have noticed in the past 2 Horizon 2 videos, low battery keeps popping up. I don't think the batteries are actually out of juice. I think they had just plenty in them, but nah, the notification was starting to bore me, so I threw them away. Got some new batteries, and we should be alright. So I've got vibration back, so if you can hear that, I apologise. But yeah, this is my favourite model of 3 Series, the 90s 3 Series. And it's another one of them. It's like the Corvette ZR1, the C4. I can't really explain why I like this car so much. I think it's actually a really good looking car. Yeah, I don't know. It's really hard for me to explain why I like this car, you know. But I do. I like the way it looks. I like the way it drives, or at least this one drives quite well. That Supra's got a hell of a lot of speed. Yeah, he's passed. There ain't no stopping him. We will do a Supra at some point. The reason I'm actually doing this is because I did Retro Saloons not too long ago on Horizon 2, and we got to make some places up. I did Retro Saloons on Horizon 2 not too long ago, and I didn't use the BMW M3 because I wanted to save it for this. And yeah, so Also, there's a few cars in this category that are in different categories in Horizon 2. For example, okay, it doesn't like the rumble strip. Yeah, it doesn't like the rumble strips. That's interesting. But yeah, there's a few cars in here that are from different categories. So in Horizon 2, the Supra will be a JDM icon, I think. So, you know, we will cover everything in due course. Horizon 2, I'm actually hoping one day I can actually just complete all the disciplines. And I really need to get out in front. How many? Yeah, I know I'm doing some illegal corner cuts. I apologise. If any of you race against my driver tar, be wary. Yeah, I presume he bites. Yeah, I need that fair lady to probably have another spin going into this car. I don't really like the fair lady. It's a decent-ish looking car, but it doesn't really float my boat. I'm sorry for corner cutting, guys, I really am. But I just need to get in front of this guy in his 350. Speed, power, power. My voice is fudged. Power. There we go. Anyway, I don't think we're gonna get past these two guys. What we got, a newer M3 and an NSX. No, I don't think it's gonna happen, unfortunately. But you win some, you lose some. And some you get third place in, but you get a gold medal on this game, so it's completely and utterly fine. It doesn't look too battered. Nah, bit dirt. I don't know, is that dirt or is it pebbles scratching? Because I can't really tell. I like the colour this car comes in. I like the fact that some cars come in silly colours. BMWs actually, despite the fact they're German stuff, they actually do come in some very amusing colours. This one comes in purple. Ooh, there we go. 2 levels up at once. Fantastic. Yeah, this one comes in purple. There's a few BMWs that come in like a really horrible brown, and then there's a urine yellow, like you get on a new Fiesta. You know, there's a bunch of different amazing, strange colours for these cars, and they're fantastic, so, yeah. The only problem with coming back to Forza 5, of course, is the loading screens. Right, what are we going to do next? We'll do a track day, actually. Let's do a track day. Could be quite fun. On the Alps. Track days, for those of you who haven't played Forza 5 anyway, or Forza 4. Were they in Forza 3? I don't think so. Anyway, what these are is basically you get pitted against a bunch of cars and you have to overtake a certain number of cars in the time frame that you get, which is 2 laps, I believe. I don't know, it might be more on this, I'm not sure. I didn't look if this was the Alps full circuit or the Alps club circuit or the Alps circuit or whatever bloody one they've got next. Alright, what are we overtaking more importantly? They look like Kias. Yeah, they're Kias and Peugeots, usual stuff. Sometimes you see interesting ones, you see Scions and Minis, and I've even seen Volkswagen Rabbits before actually. I almost went into the back of that Kia as well, I was too busy looking at the rev range. Because you can actually pump out a hell of a lot more revs in this car than the rev limiter on the actual car will let you think so. Yeah. So, these are track days, quite interesting. I quite like the track days. Ooh, we've only got 1 lap on this one as well. And the Alps circuit, will actually let us push the Beamer a little bit, see what it's actually like through the corners. Which actually, there is a hint of oversteer, of course there will be. It's a big, powerful, I mean, what's it got, 350 horsepower? It's a powerful rear-wheel drive sports car. You know, there's got to be some rear end action in here, but nowhere near as profound as usual M3s are. These are great drifting cars, actually. I don't do any drifting. Please don't ask for it, because I just genuinely can't drift. But I've seen drifters use BMWs. They say they're great starter vehicles, and when I delved into it a little bit in Forza 4, you know, I found BMWs to be quite good cars, actually. The best drift car I had on that game, actually, was one I bought from the auction house. I was searching for ones under 30 grand, and a 65 Mustang took my fancy, and it was like 10 grand, so I was like, oh, okay, I'll have that. And it actually turns out that's a really good drift vehicle. A buddy of mine's really good at drifting. I don't think he's got Forza 5, so I'm not quite sure what he would be like on this game, but it's a hell of a lot easier on Forza 4, that's all I'm going to say. Maybe I should do some for a special video or something. but no guarantees. Anyway, we overtook 14 in that lap. Could have overtook 16 if the start-finish line was a little bit further away, but, you know, these things happen, Hey, the car's come away relatively... Oh, I had a collision with a Peugeot. Yeah, that's what happened. Damn Peugeots. If you watch the... was it last week's... No, it was last week's Top Gear. That was heavily amusing. I love Top Gear. I love the fact it's back on. It's my favourite show in the entire world. Alright. Anyway, friends, that is it for our first delvation into Forza 5 in many, many months. For the next video, I'll actually find out how many months it's been since we've delved into this. I remember the last car we used, it was a Corvette C4. Anyway, friends, I want to thank you very much for watching, and until next time, farewell.